Marcel, the Wood Butcher. Welcome to another episode. This time I have a project that's a candle holder that I know is going to work. Let me fix this camera a second here. There we go, so I'm not... Okay. That I know is going to work, right? And it's going to be kind of a chevron type, like this, right? And individual pods. Let me put this down on the desk so you can see, right? And individual pods that go here, or not pods, but candle holders here, 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 and here. Well, I'll turn that one over. And there, right? With this project, you want to make sure that the end grain of these little pieces are featured. Now, how do we lay this out? First thing we do, or the first thing I did, I took the one piece of wood that was like this, took it over to the miter saw, cut it at a 45-degree angle so that it fits, as you can see, nicely. It's going to make a nice 45. You're going to see those little dots and lines and stuff in there, and I'm going to get to what they're there for. Okay? Well, let me raise the camera again just a bit, okay? Just so I can get my mug in there as well, okay? The first line that you see on this wood, and it's right up the center, right? Or yeah, you know, right down the center of the piece of wood is the center point. Now, how do I find the center point? There's two methods to do it. One is a real pain in the ass, and that's measure how wide the wood is with a square, and then, you know, divide it by 2. But the easiest way is to actually invest in a ruler that has the, where the fuck is it? There it is. That has the 0 in the middle and increments to each side, right? And in this case, it was, let's see, it was, I put the 0 in the center, and I came up with an 1 3/4 on each side. An 1 3/4. So, bing. Give me a second. Let me hang this guy up. Now, when you buy, or if you acquire these rulers that have the 0 in the center, make sure they're stainless steel, and make sure you didn't pay like 79 cents for it. You know, because, you know, the cheaper you pay, the less accurate they are. Okay? So then, after doing that, I took the long 16-inch square, put it along the wood where the 2 lines were of, here, wait a minute, I'll put it this way, where the 2 lines were, or dots, tick marks, to the center of the wood, and bing, scribe the line. Okay. Then I took the width, because I want to give this candle holder a little pizzazz. And this is one of the first times you're actually going to see the project go. And this one I know is not going to fail, like the 8-tier candle holder. Then what I did is once I had the center line, I flipped the square over where it has the little bevel, that allows for this guy to slide up and down it, right? And I laid it against the wood, and this is to give it an extra little pizzazz, which we're going to do with this project. I laid it against the wood. I took the center line of the square, lined it up on the, where the fuck is it? Here it is. Okay. The center line of the wood, and outlined it. Basically outlined it. That's, I don't know how well you can see these pencil markings. And this is going to look confusing because there's a lot of pencil marks on this. A lot. But anyway, we're dealing with this pencil mark and this pencil mark. Or, excuse me, this pencil mark. Now that's going to take out, and I'm going to take it to the table saw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that piece out. This whole center piece out on the table saw, and also on the other half I did the same thing, same measurements. You're going to be perplexed by pencil lines on there and red dots, but they'll make sense later, okay? And I'm also going to cut, on the table saw, this whole centerpiece completely out. I want to make this candle holder pop. So, by using the pine that I have, I'm going to actually turn it into 2 different color woods. The centerpiece that I'm going to reinsert and put together, I'm going to use an old Japanese method that's called shoshugiban to darken that same pine wood. Oh yeah. Do you know what shoshugiban is? Ah, no. Give me a second. One second. I'm on my way. I'll be right back. This is Shoshugiban's closest best friend here in the United States. Yes, that right there. What it actually is you burn the wood. And I gotta find a safe place to store this. That looks good, right? Burn the wood. Clean it up after you burn it, and it completely changes the color of the wood. It also accentuates the grain of the wood. And let me show you something real quick. Now, this is a simple bird suet feeder that's done with Shoshugiban to the charred wood extreme. Well, be there in a second. Give me a second. It's not the... Christ, it's... son of a bitch. I'll be right back. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here we go. I'm coming. Okay. Now, yes, this is a simple suet feeder, but I want you to see the charring of the wood. And let me tell you, don't laugh at these. I make a lot of money off of these. These are probably one of my best sellers, continuously. Now, that wood that you see with the char on it, you can see the char pattern. You see how the grain is accentuated, and also how you see the little squares or whatever figures that happen when wood is charred to a point that the surface of it almost turns to charcoal, but at the same time, right, it looks like it's burnt black, full of carbon. But watch this. No, nothing on my hand. Nothing on my hand. Nothing. This side really shows the carbon good. All right? Well, let me tell you what's fantastic about doing two reasons. I mean, when it comes to making this candle holder, right, what I'm going to be able to do, because I don't happen to have any scrap, dark wood in the shop to contrast this, right, in the center of the candle holder, or here, I'll put it this way, and you can see all those lines and stuff like that, and and you can the red dots, they're where the drill press is going to come into play, and all those little squares that are kind of askew are where these guys are going to sit. But they're not going to just sit on the wood. They are going to be elevated by these guys. Yep, I'm getting the last one. Relax. Yep, one fell. By these guys. Yeah. Wooden dowels. My goal is to elevate the candle holders, where I'll go to the drill press, drill about a quarter of the way, maybe not even that far, through the pedestal part, and probably about halfway through the base part. Right? Install the dowel, and basically, now this is not elevated to the right height because obviously the dowel isn't cut yet, but the concept is to Jesus Christ, I'm going to try to do this. The concept is to have these elevated, escalating towards the apex of the candle holder. Let's move the camera down, and I'll kind of explain. Okay, now I don't know if you can see these or not, but all these little squares here, what they're for, because I've already cut all the squares. First, I don't know how that got on there, but they're gonna go like this. Where the hell's the rest of them? Here we go. They're gonna go like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. The only difference is this one's probably going to be about, or the first two are probably going to be about maybe a ½ inch raised up by the support of a wooden dowel. The second two are going to be maybe an inch, inch and a half, whatever. I have to make the dimension because this is not something that I had a plan for. This is something that just came from my mind, right? And these dowels will hold this one up a little bit higher, and then the apex one, the triangle one, well, that'll probably be maybe an inch, 2 inch. It'll be at least a ½ inch to an inch higher than all of these. And what I want to do is, my goal is to have these increment by about an inch in height. Okay? Believe me, this one is not going to fail like the the 8-tiered candle holder thing I tried to do. I'm going to raise the camera back up so you got me, right? Is not going to fail like the 8-tier. And I'm going to be posting videos of making this because, like I said, I don't have a prototype made for it. This is it. Now, let me explain some of the lines, if you can see them, right? The rounded lines here and here, they're going to go on the bandsaw just so it doesn't have this completely straight edge, right? The triangular lines that you see are where the candle holders are going on. Like there's 1, 2 of them on this side. The red dots you see here and here are where, when I take it to the drill press with the Forstner bit to cut out the hole for the dowel, is where that goes. Now, I did that on both pieces, and when both pieces meet at a nice 45-degree angle, and a very clean one, I must say, you see that big cross in the middle? That is where the well, believe me, it fits. It fits. It's there we go. There we go. Right. Now, once this is glued together and adhered, that center point, that cross, is where the main center point candle holder is going to go, or drill press thing is going to go. That's going to be a challenge. Drill press at a joint. But I have an answer for that. The joint, like I said, you know, it's not going to be just a glued joint like this. Am I going to tongue and groove it? No. Am I going to dowel it? No. What I'm going to do is, I have a jig that I made from watching Izzy Swan's another YouTube channel, right? Who's a fantastic. He's a jigaholic. This guy can make you any. He's amazing. You should really, if you're into woodworking, if you don't already know Izzy Swan, you should. But anyway, I have a jig that I made that takes the corners here and slices them just a bit so that I can throw a piece of contrasting wood in there to make the joint stronger. It actually does two things. It makes the joint a hell of a lot stronger, and it's decorative as heck. Now, the next video on this is only part 1. The next video on this is going to be part 2, obviously, and that's going to be, after, because I'm not going to run the pieces through the saw and stuff like that with you. I have limited camera options and stuff like that. I don't have, I don't know. I'm starting to learn how to use, like, some of the video editing software, but I don't know how to do it. So I just keep it live. So I'll cut it. Then what I will do live online, though, or in the video, is show you how to burn the wood the right way without burning the house down or your shop down. Okay? So for right now, with our, what's it going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 5 candles, 5 tea candles, tea candle holders. That's what I'm going to call this video. The elevated 5-tier or 5 candle holder. I guess that sounds good. But anyway, always remember, protect your eyes, protect your lungs, protect your ears, and never, ever forget about these guys. And make it a great day, and Semper Fi. Bye.